perfectionism comes from the self. The self is the foundation. Mm-hmm. If you build the self up, then you can withstand stuff. But when the self is weak, that's when things have a tendency to really slip back in. That's man.
Like I said, I feel like people gonna like it. I like it. I like I wrote it all. The footage looks really good, and now it's just finishing it really. Cause like I said, it's a good story. Even when I was filming it, like I had people around and like people was really feeling it, and they was really into it, like cause they understood the story. It wasn't just something that was like, oh, whatever. It was like, yo, like this story actually got some weight behind it, Cause like I said, there's gonna be people out there that's like, dang man, I wanted to, and I
wanna, but
I don't know where to start.
It might help me. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. So
I made sure. Well, I like discovering stuff through trial and error because I remember it better. Because if I stumble across it, I remember how I stumbled across it. So I'm really getting better with my hashtagging and stuff. And I made sure today, when I did the post that I was coming to see you, I said, let me hashtag Phoenix Films and see what pops up. So it pops up, me talking about where I'm going with you, and then it has. I was like, oh, that's dope. Your old videos.
Yeah, I hashtag any of my businesses I do. I always
dope.
have to hashtag the business.
But it's a way that, because my mindset is okay. I'm doing this post, and I know people be on my page. They may click it, then they can find out about Isaac. Somebody may be wanting to get a video done or something. I'm always looking like that. Maybe it'll bring some income. I always think optimistically. I try my best to.
That's usually what I do. Whenever I post the interviews too, I usually try to tag the artist as well. I don't think I did in the last one. I think I forgot because that one I was trying to do quick. But usually I'll tag the artist in it too. Not only their name, but I'll tag their hashtag in there too, so people can go look up more stuff about it.
It's important and it helps. It's just a branch of, because I'm all about helping. I'm all about if I got and I can share, I'll do that. Sometimes in life, the worst thing I hate is seeing somebody without something and I can't help them. Mm-hmm. I don't like feeling like that. Like if it's a bum on the street and he asks me for some change and I really can't give it to him and I have to tell him no, I don't like feeling like that. I hope maybe God put me in a position where I can help somebody, like not just give them a fish, but teach them to fish.
And that's what I've learned. A lot of times it's not about the fish you give, so it's not about the change. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how change like money and changing your life like the same kind of thing. Yeah. But either way, it's not about the change you give. So like that person on the street there is less fortunate that you couldn't give money. It may not have been that I don't have money to give him. Maybe it's just an inspiring conversation he needs. Imagine how many people probably walk past him and don't even look at him.
Don't even say nothing.
You know what I'm saying? He probably got something on his chest he really want to get off and he just want to say it. Sometimes it's even that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it could be, I got some chips that I just got from the store, you know what I'm saying? And I know I don't need them or I know I can go buy another bag of chips. Let me just toss in my bag of chips because I know I can go get some more. You know what I'm saying? Right. It don't have to be monetary. It don't have to be something big.
As little as you.
One thing I learned from like our ancient ancestors, some of the people over in Africa, a lot of times what they do is like they have a gift for you. Like if you come visit them, they usually try to have you like leave with something. It could be a pair of socks or a shirt. You know what I'm saying? A fork. You know what I'm saying? Some food. It could be anything, but it's just showing a token of gratitude. Like thank you for sharing this space with me. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Same with them. It's like. I thank you for being here. You know what I'm saying? You could have gave it at any time. I thank you for being here.
Existence. People. We live in a society in a day and age where existence, time, and space is really taken for granted.
It really is.
A lot. I try to make the most of my existence, time, and space. Sometimes I don't because I'm human. Mm-hmm. But then I always try to. At the end of the day, I always hope my good outweighs my bad, and I'm always questioning, searching, trying to just be a better me for the people I come in contact with. Mm-hmm. And when you do that and you push out that glowing energy, you get it back sometimes when you least expect it. Mm-hmm. 'Cause I may be down and out, but I'm never really down and out. 'Cause God always...
You might be down, but you're never out.
Yeah, never out.
I'm down, but I'm never out. Yeah, never give up.
It's like, gotta keep trudging through it, and then gotta open the door. So.
Speaking of which, because I recorded all that, welcome y'all to another episode of Under the Pressure. It's your host, Quasi Lotus, and I got a good man here, my man Dre Rock.
What's happening?
We gonna. It's a long coming interview. I did Dre's Barriers video. What was that? Last year?
That was
2 years ago.
2016. It
2016.
was the summer. It was the summer. It was what, July?
Yeah, summer 2016,
yeah,
and we
yeah.
in March 2018 now. So it's a very, very long overdue interview. But we just kind of opened up talking about some things about life, talking about how people's just existence in their space is kind of overlooked. This is why I want to do Under the Pressure, because, like I said, a lot of people, they see the end result. They don't see that in between. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you see these artists, and you kind of hear about where they at now. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much it. It's a couple interview shows out there that actually expose that stuff, but for the most part, it's like you gotta watch a whole documentary or something like that. So I just get this opportunity to give people an opportunity to show their fans and any fans they don't know, you know, fans they could get, who they are, you know what I'm saying, the things they're trying to do and aspirations and such. So, like I said, I got my man Dre Rock here, musician. Talk to us about some stuff. Margaret Media?
Marguerite McDonald Music.
Margaret McDonald Music.
Marguerite
Triple
McDonald
M's.
Triple M's.
Right?
Marguerite McDonald Music. My company's named after my mother, Marguerite McDonald. She passed away of cancer when I was 12 years old. Everything that I have musically from my soul, I get from my mom. God first and my mom. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, partially.
Cleveland 216 connection. Y'all know
Most
it.
definitely.
I'm from Cleveland too, you know.
I was born there. My earliest memories are around 4 or 5, when I really started to understand that, hey, there's music playing in my house all day. my mother, she played music all day, and it just formulated in my head. It was always like that. Even when I was from the 5 to 6 year old age, you know, my elementary school was A.J. Rickoff, and we lived on 147th and Kinsman, so right across the street. So my mom in the mornings, be music, walk me to the corner, crossing guards, across the street, down the street to the school. Get out of school, she's standing there with her trench coat on, waiting, boom, 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 to the house. When you get in the house, change into your play clothes. We're going to go up to your Aunt Doreen's. Now, my Aunt Doreen, that's my dad's brother's wife. He lived up the street from us. So her and my mom were like this. So I knew that they were going to drink a little vodka and orange juice. The 45s was going to be playing. Yes, I said 45s for you young bucks out there that don't know. The 45s and the LPs. And they gonna laugh and talk, and I'm gonna be in the kitchen. My Aunt Doreen may fix me a sandwich, and that music is playing. And she had this, I can still see it to this day. She had this old school little radio with a big old dial on it to set at the kitchen table. And it's like a transistor radio, but they're playing records in the other room too. So, and I'm listening to this stuff. And I remember one day, Minnie Rippleton came on the air, and I probably was about 6. It was like the most beautiful song I ever heard. I just remember that.
I love her voice.
And then, you know, from there to my aunt's house, walking, me and mom would walk home, 147th to Kinsman, then it's back home, then it's more music. You know, so it was music. And my parents were, when I was young, my parents were separated, but my father was always a fixture in my life. He lived in Virginia, and we lived in Cleveland. So every 2 weeks, Pops was coming to town, take care of me, make sure Mom's got money, and we going to the Cleveland Browns football game. So yes, that's what started my definite love of the Cleveland Browns. He took me to my first game when I was like 6 years old. Dude, I lost my mind. It was crazy. And, you know, I can remember, he's like, you ready, buddy? I'm like, yeah. We walking up the steps, you know, because this is Old Municipal Stadium. You walk up to the steps, so we used to sit by the end zone. And I remember when I got that first glimpse of walking up and seeing the field, it's just like, it took the air out of me, like, and I could see my favorite players that I was watching, you know, on the highlight, because I used to watch the highlight show when I was little. And my mom's, it was funny, man. She's like, your daddy coming to town, y'all going to the football game. So they used to have the Cleveland Browns highlight show after they win or lose a game. They had the music, and it was so sick. They show the players running, you know, the Cleveland Browns of this and that. And my mom's on the phone, like, Joe, you need to hurry up and come get this boy. He done balled up his socks. He running through the house, leaping over the furniture like he Greg Pruitt. You need to come take him
You
to
got
this
the clothes
game.
in the shoulders like your shoulder
Yeah,
pads and
I
stuff.
take my socks and put them in the shoulder. I did. I'm serious, man. I really did. So, that's my love for the Browns, and but music, on the music aspect, I didn't even watch TV like the average kid. Yeah, I liked the cartoons and everything, but I was interested in the music.
You was listening to the music in the background.
Like to me, to this day, the coldest music to me is the instrumental music from the Spider-Man show, the old 67.
Yeah.
That stuff is good. Spider-Man.
Yeah, you got the old.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, Spider-Man. I'm watching it, but dun dun dun, he's fighting the villain, and the music's changing
And
up.
that's you listening to it.
Yeah, and I'm listening to it because music is in my house. You see, it's constant. So my brain is my mother's giving me this thing that she really enjoyed music. So when you're in a house with a woman, with a female that's a nurturer, you're getting that nurturing from music. And a lot of times the lessons that she taught me would be over music. She may be talking to me about something, maybe some music playing. It could be some Shaft or some Gladys Knight and the Pips or the Dramatics playing in the background. She's like, you need to do good in school.
Now in those times, are you listening to the music or are you listening to mom? Because that's what can cause a problem.
We'll say this. The times that I got my butt whooped, I probably wasn't listening to mom. I probably wasn't listening to mom.
That's why I had to ask if it was anything like your cartoon experience.
Yeah, man. So I'm saying that to say this. I wasn't a good student. I can honestly say that. And the reason why is we would have these talks and she'd be playing music. So when I would get to school, last night's music and last night's talk that she had with me is playing in my head. So I'm daydreaming, looking out the window, not paying attention. And I remember one time she came to a parent-teacher conference, and which was always an intense moment for a kid. Always, because you don't
never
know,
fun.
You don't know how it's going down.
They about to pull out some stuff they ain't even tell you in class.
It can get pretty brutal. And so my teacher, I remember my teacher, Miss Garrett. It was third grade, if I'm correct, and she was like, Miss McDonald, Andre has a very vivid imagination. Because we used to have creative writing class. He had a vivid imagination. And he's a good kid. He's real mannerable. I just can't get him to focus. He daydreams and looks out the window. Now, I'm not even thinking of my teacher's figuring out that I'm just looking out the window and stuff. So I already know, okay, check that off in my brain because I'm about to get it when I get home. It's going down. Marguerite Cookie McDonald did not play. And I was like, oh, man, it's going down. So after everything, because my teacher was like, but he's really mannerable. Because my dad was high on that. You better be respectful to people, and you better act like got some sense when you get out in public. Right. They both stress that, right. So afterwards, I remember we were riding home in the car, and my mom's like, yeah, you're gonna get these grades up and blah blah this and that. And she was like, and I remember her turning and looking at me. She's like, why are you sitting in class staring out the window? And I was like kind of tearing up, like, cause I knew it was working towards when I got home, she was gonna get me. I was like, cause I be thinking about music. She was like, music? Why are you thinking about music? You supposed to be studying class. Because I be thinking about music. And when I got home, she didn't whip me. I guess she figured, well, dang, I do play a lot of music in the house, and probably it's hard for him because I loved it, man. It was exciting to me, and she would put her favorite albums out and display them and stuff. And I can remember the Gladys Knight and the Pips album. Certain album covers I remember, like when they were in all white. I remember the Chocolate City album cover, the Bohannon album cover with the shakers. The lady had the maracas in her hand. It's just all kind of stuff. And her favorite group was the Dramatics. So I just grew up in the household of music, and my mom would break because my dad wasn't there. So. And I'm the only male in the house, so my mom is like talking to me. Hey, listen to this. She's talking about she's got a broken heart. She would break down songs and decipher.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't get that as kids. Honestly, my mom would play like Erica by doing things like that, and like I didn't really understand things like Bag Lady, You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, which is a great song.
It's another song. Either way, songs like that I didn't really understand as a kid. You know what I'm saying? I literally just like expected, like in my mind when Bag Lady came on, it was like a lady with a lot of bags. Like nobody wants to help her because she got a lot of bags. But I didn't think it was like luggage of somebody's past that they carrying going forward. I didn't really get that until I got older. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say that's a beautiful thing that your mom described that, because a lot of kids, and even the music in today's age, a lot of mum rap, stuff like that. A lot of that music got a lot of connotations that kids won't understand, but they gonna say it because it's hot. And like, it's a beautiful thing when you have a parent who's actually want to sit down with you and say, do you hear what they're saying? Do you understand what they're saying? This is what they're trying to convey. So you can actually listen to the music from a different level at that young age, rather than, oh, sex and sexy and booties popping and people killing each other. Like, oh yeah, that's just the song, it's the music, but they don't know what it really means until they get older.
Right. I'll give you, that's cool that we covering that, because I'll give you an instance. I was born in '69, so I was a young kid in the '70s, and my mother played a lot of sultry '70s music. Like I was talking to you earlier about Minnie Riperton, and Minnie Riperton had this, rest her soul, she had this song called "Inside My Love," and in the song she says, "You can see inside me. Will you come inside me? Do you want to ride inside my love?" Now you can take that.
Yeah, you can take it either way. Yeah.
But the sultry way she said it, she's not talking about the physicality of.
She's just talking about like welcome you. I'll welcome
semen
you
inside
into
the
my
vagina.
love.
She's talking about welcome inside, come inside my world and my brain. But she said it in a sultry way. So I always, when I got to the point, which was around 10 years old, my dad bought me my first tape recorder. So I didn't even know how to put the tape in the thing, And how do you record? I was like, how do you record? The song's on the radio and I like it. How do I record that song? So I didn't know that you could put the tape inside the component set and do it, because I was young, I was figuring it out. Yeah. So I just would take my
DJ at young age.
I would take my tape recorder and just sit it beside and wait for my favorite song to come on the radio,
and then you
sit it beside it. And then I was like, it's got a lot of stack in the background, but at least I got my favorite song. Then eventually I learned how to put the tape inside there and do it. So what I'm saying is, you go through these transitional things that you don't even realize till you look back. You're like, how did I get from here to there? So tying it back in with the sultry music, it was, Mom would play, she was an avid funk rock and soul, R&B. Dad's a jazz head. So she's playing funk in one room, Pop's in the back with the jazz. But I got to do my homework. Well, you go to your room, do your homework. You can come out and jam later, okay? But I cheat. Go crack the door.
So you can hear
me cracking that door, you got these two fusions of music that's trying to squeeze through that crack. And it created this floaty sound. That's the PhunkBoogieBang sound. Okay. That's my signature sound. So it's a smooth, floaty, it's funk, jazz, it's sultry, and it has peaks and valleys. Just like I always use this expression, I always use this analogy, like when you're riding in the mountains in the early morning and you see that dense fog over it, that's how the music felt and looked in my brain when they played music in the house. So I recaptured that. I took a picture as a young kid in my brain, and it's there. And I knew, like, one day I'm gonna make this sound, because it was such a peaceful, like, it was a vibration. And I could lay on the bed and they be playing music, and just, it would vibrate the house, but not too overbearingly. It was just a subtle little, and it just held its own. It's kind of like real soothing, like. And so with the music that my mom listened to, that sultry funk and, Ohio Players and all that stuff, man, I mean, so I just developed a love for that because, and I tell a lot of younger cats sometimes, like, they'll ask me about funk, and I'll tell them funk is before hip hop. Hip hop is a mixture of the funk.
That's all
because I remember when I was listening to the radio when I was a kid, there was during the time one hip hop record would come on, one record a day, And you better learn what that record is. So when you go to the record store, my mom made lots of trips to the record store. I listened to the DJ, see what then that was such and such and such. That was, you know, that was Planet Rock by Soul Sonic Force, by Africa Bambaataa and them, or whoever, you know, The Message by Grandmaster Flash and them. Like, Mom, can I get that record? She's like, if you're doing good in school, you can get a record. So we go to the record store and the 12-inch singles. You got the vocal version and instrumental.
Right, yeah.
I listened to they rap and I was like, oh, that's cool, but I can do something on my own.
And you listen
Flip it to the instrumental,
yeah.
grab the tape recorder, write my little verse, and then ready, go. And then it's like, oh, this is kind of coming kind of cool. I play your voice back to, I remember like, I can't remember the exact first time, but I can remember that hearing my voice back over a beat was the training grounds for becoming an artist. Mm-hmm. You know, oh, I could have did this better. I don't like how it sounded there. I was already critiquing myself. And then there was a guy in my neighborhood that was older. He had a boom box. Mm-hmm. So he would come out and play. He'd make his little raps. But my friends would be like, yeah, he's older than you, but your stuff sounds better than him. And he was like, you know, I'm from the area where the older kids on your block, you had to look up and respect them. You know, I probably was like maybe 10 or 11. He's like 15, you know, 14, 15.
Big dog,
16. Yeah, he's a big dog of the neighborhood. You know, people like, man, I like his stuff. I like Andre's better than his, you know. but you don't say nothing to him because you don't want to get beat up.
Yeah. And that's the thing about a lot of young people. They get fearful that people who have been in the game longer, or people who have been in, you know, people who might be a little bit older than them, or may quote unquote know more than them, kind of like scares them. But it's like talent kind of, you know, talent beats that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say work hard beats talent, but if you talented and you work hard, like, you unstoppable almost. You know what I'm saying? So
I always look at it like this. Anybody can be anything they want to be. It doesn't matter the age. I mean, you're talking to a 49-year-old man. You know, I feel great. Besides a couple little health issues, I'm good. You know, I've been making music all my life. You know, in my own way. Since I actually count recording with the tape recorder. That counts.
Yeah, that do count. That's work.
Yeah, why do people? Sometimes people want to throw away their past. Mm-hmm. I embrace my past. So when people ask me,
become who you are today.
So when people ask me, when did you first start recording? I don't count when I started going to somebody's studio. I count that tape recorder that my father bought me. Mm-hmm. That's when it started.
So back when you was about 10, 11, you said?
Yeah, when he bought the tape recorder when I was 10. He always bought me gadgets and little stuff.
That's a dad for you.
Like a bass. My daddy was a truck driver.
Yeah, I'm about to say dad, they always want you messing with something.
Yeah, he was a truck driver. And he bought me this base station thing. It's like a CB thing. And at night I used to get under the covers and put a strong battery in there. And I knew my dad was out there on the road driving somewhere. You know, this little base station's not going to pick him up. But you could talk. Sometimes you could get it to click.
That's pretty
cool. My dad's CB handle was the Roadman. So I'd be like, break 1 9, Roadman, this little Roadman, break 1 9, you know, trying to reach out to my pops.
Were you ever able to?
One time. It was crazy. One time I came through and it stopped. And then I was talking to a dude that knew my dad.
Oh, that's dope.
Because the truck drivers, you know, they all, it's a like a fraternity.
Yeah.
You know, so they pass I do remember that, same man.
Places, yeah. So you said about you include the time when you were younger, about 10 years old. You said you're 49 now. Mm-hmm. When did you actually start taking those recordings serious? Because like you said, at first, at one point you was just recording it and it sounded cool to have your voice over it. Then it was, you know, a guy in the neighborhood was doing it, so you was like, ooh, my stuff better than him. Like, when did you actually take it like, you know what, I can do this? Not just like, you know, I like doing it. You know, when you actually like, you know what, I can probably make a career and a living off of this.
Again, I'm gonna have to go back to when I was younger. Mm-hmm. That's how long I took it serious.
So you was always serious.
It's never been a game to me. We went to visit my grandmother in Elkhart, Indiana. Mm-hmm. My grandmother gave me. My grandma had a frown on her face, but it could be because she had a hard life. Mm-hmm. It was my great grandmother, Georgia Dace, and I was like, she just looks so mean. Mm-hmm. But when she gave me that record player, I knew she loved me. I got some. It was a handheld lunchbox looking record player. So we get it back home. Bam! I'm sitting there just watching the records go round and round and round and round. My mother's standing at the door. I don't know it. She says, Andre, and I jumped. And she's like, what are you doing? I said, nothing. She's like, I've been standing at this door for 5 minutes watching you. Just watch that record go round and round and round. Why are you doing that? I just looked back. I said, Mom, when I grow up, I'm gonna make records. I meant that. And that happened like right before she died. My mom died when I was 12. So I think I was about 11 when we went to go see grandma, my great grandmother. So I was serious then. And I'll tell you something else. This trips people out. I knew at 12 years old it was going to be a long journey. I could see the journey. That it wasn't going to be something that was just going to happen overnight. Yeah. And it was never, I want to make a record because I want to be rich. It was, I want to make a record because I like it. I want to do it. And I hope that my music touched somebody. And so here I am, man.
The same way I am with film, man. That's how I just wanted to touch somebody at the end of the day. You know, and I don't know, like weird stuff. I know somebody gonna say something stupid, but I really want my films to touch people like in a positive way. Yeah. So kind of going into your mother a little bit. When she passed, how did that affect you as far as your music? Because I know it affected your regular life, but I want to ask, like, because you said she introduced you to the music. She was the one explaining it to you. She was like everything music for you at that point. When she passed, like, what did that do for you, like, in your music?
That's a good question.
I have to ask that one.
That's.
I know it's probably something you got to dive into.
It kind of. Yeah, I'm being honest because I'm in touch with my feelings, you know, and I believe all men should be in touch with their feelings. Yeah. When you said that, I kind of had to catch myself because
and that's why I said it.
I got emotional. Yeah, you gave it to me.
Give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I want you to build into it. Understand? Like you need some time.
A piece of me was gone that I could never get back. So, but my father made it, you know, it's like when my mom died, he just went into this freaking gear, dude. He just went into overdrive to make sure that I was okay. And I love him and I thank my dad for that. I thank God that I have the father that I have. He's still alive at 81.
That's beautiful.
So, I respect everything that he did, but it couldn't take away the pain. It would not take it away. So I had to, you know, with a 12-year-old, you know, there was times where my mom would be in the hospital and my dad would be like, hurry up and get home. I'm going to pick your mom from the hospital. She always came home. And then one day she didn't. You know, my aunt, I just lost my aunt, you know, when we're talking about losses.
And that's the one that was like this with your mom.
Yeah, I just lost my aunt in July. And that was the closest feeling I've had in years to that feeling of losing my mom because my Aunt Eunice Camp McDonald was always there for me. So now, getting back on the subject, I had to find a way to cope. And how did I cope?
Music.
Remembering the music and the times that we spent. So that fueled me to make music, to keep making music, to keep getting better, Then I find out from my Uncle Bill that my mother used to be in groups in Cleveland. So my Uncle Bill told me one day on the phone, he's like, you know, you just living out what Cookie didn't get to finish. So
it's so surprising how beautiful that is. My mom used to do it. She used to take photos and stuff, and now I'm behind the camera. You know what I'm saying? Right? It's crazy.
You're walking in the footsteps.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My dad was actually, I didn't know this till a year ago. He actually writes a lot of stage plays and films.
Wow.
Right? That's what I'm saying. It's just crazy that like we just walking out there.
Isn't that ironic? Wow. Because the path. So I'll say this: the path is preordained. It's destiny.
All you gotta do is step.
Yeah. And so that's the soothing mechanism that God gave me. When things are wrong in my life or not good, I make music and it goes away. It helps. You know, some people cope by playing tennis, drinking,
playing
bowling,
video games.
Playing video games. You know, I know you're a gamer.
Yeah, you already know. I got you.
Shouts out to Ron. I'm sure Ron Ho.
Ron, you already know.
Yeah.
COD.
I'm sure they had some epic
2K,
battles.
we be getting it in.
But yeah, it was,
Halo 2, don't forget that. That's a throwback for y'all.
I can't play. I just have to watch them. So that is what it is. But to try to, and then my next door neighbor, Miss Vivian McCullough, used to take care of me while I was on the road. Mm-hmm. I didn't like going back to the house because she wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go next door and get some clothes or something, and it's like going back into the house when I know my mother's no longer there. It was like walking into a steel room. I mean, somebody just plucked the wall. It's like, boom.
That's how it was. My grandfather died. But when he left, when we went to his house, it was just, it didn't feel the same. Like you just feel like you could feel like the emptiness. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandmother's still there. You know what I'm saying? She's still alive. But like, it's just when you go there, you can just feel it. Like it's different. Like you expect. It's almost like you. It's like when you were a kid, you walk into somebody's house, you know, like somebody gonna be there to greet you, and it's like they not. Oh yeah, dang, that is right.
Even the feel of the air, the fogginess of the air when you walk into the. I'm very keen on environments that I walk into, and the feeling. That feeling was different. Maybe a smell was missing. Mm-hmm. I'm sure everybody has their own odor and smell.
Their own odor too, yeah.
Some are pleasant, some aren't.
Right. Absolutely. Granddad's was pleasant, by the way. So
try to keep it pleasant.
Right.
But I understand what you're saying, and that feeling was, I knew I would never get that music time back, but I learned so much. It's like she packed so much information, and she knew she wasn't going to be here. So she would say things to me like, boy, pick that stuff up out the, what you going to do when I'm dead and gone? And it used to scare me, like, what are you saying, dead and gone? Because she knew. Yeah, she was prepping. She was prepping.
It's one thing I learned is death is a very consistent process. Mm-hmm. Nobody beats it.
No, you're not going.
Life you can change. You know what I'm saying? Like life, it can be up and down. It can be anywhere. But death, like that's the most consistent thing in this life. Like you are going to go. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's like, and I heard even in Black Panther when he said it, and I love the message that the father said when he said, if a father's children aren't ready for his death, then he didn't prepare them properly, or he failed to raise them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like. That was deep because it was
that's
like,
deep. That's real.
You prepping your children like when I pass, y'all supposed to continue this on. You know what I'm saying? So like even stuff like that, when it scares a child, it's like sometimes it got to be said because they have to know and understand like I won't be here forever. Right. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage while you can and take what I have to give you. Like you said, soak up all this information my mom is giving me because I don't know when she's gonna be here. And at 12, it was that time. And most people, some people don't get to 12. Some people might lose them at 3, 2 at birth. You know what I'm saying? And some people, they might not even lose them today and they 40, 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? So for you, it was kind of like you had to take in a lot fast.
I got it. I say this. It happened right at the almost teenage years of processing information. Mm-hmm. So I understood a lot. But you got to realize, too, I'm living in India. I was a young kid in the era where kids were shielded from things. Mm-hmm. Like I was at the hospital the night before she passed, and you could feel it that she was about to go. Yeah. So, I wanted to stay, but they made me go home. Mm-hmm. And then at 6 o'clock in the morning, the phone rings. I already knew what it was. And I was laying on the other side of my auntie that just passed, Aunt Eunice, and she woke me up. She said, "Love," because she called me Love. But Aunt Eunice she never called me. My real name is Andre. My full name is Andre Lavis McDonald. Mm-hmm. But my Aunt Eunice always called me Love. She's been called me that ever since I was little. So, and it stuck because if Aunt Eunice called me Love, so I'm supposed to show love. Right. So I always try to show love. And she just woke me up and said, "Andre, she's gone." And I just remember walking outside. I went out in the backyard. It was in March. Like my birthday was March 1st, and I think Mom died on March 13th.
So at least you got to see another one of your birthdays.
Yeah. She hung on for the birthday, and I got a box. I wish I still had it. She had got a boom box for me. So, and I knew she wasn't working, so I'm sure Pops gave her the money to do it.
She wanted to give you one.
Yeah, she gave me something really nice, and I just remember walking out the back, and it was real windy, and I was crying, and my tears was blowing back up into my ear. So I have a song about it called March Winds.
Oh, that's dope. I like that. That's beautiful.
It's called March Winds. I've been working on this song for some years. But the deal is, it's such a, I walked you through that last night of what was going on. And when I wrote it, I cried. I really did. So I got to get to the point where I can perform this song.
Oh, you will.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
And even if it come out like that on stage,
Yeah.
let it out. Like you said,
Yeah, you got to let it out.
You a man who in touch with your emotions, like let it out, because people, and even in the crowd, they might want to know like how serious this song is.
Yeah.
You know? When I hear people bring out their emotions, I'm like, ooh, this song must have really touched. You know what I'm saying? Like even J. Cole, he did a performance I think on Saturday Night Live a couple years ago after like the shootings and stuff like that, and like you could just feel it in the way he was just spinning out. Even Kendrick Lamar, every time he performed, when he talk about injustice, you can feel it, and it's like it pulls you in. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me just being like, oh yeah, this dope. You know, when you like, it's like, oh man, like this must really mean something to them. And now you start trying to find out why it means something to them, so you can feel it too. So that's why I said, like, if you on stage, man, and you performing that song, man, let that come out. Even if it come out ugly, man, let the people get it.
the thing with it is the song is written. I know the rhyme, like, you know, come on, it's my mom's joint. I know it like it's nothing, but I just can't. I haven't found the right music for it.
Gotcha.
So rather than cheat the spirit of the situation that happened with her passing, and I hold her name in high regard. She's not here to defend her name. So so at Marguerite McDonald Music, I have to do everything to protect that.
Gotcha.
You know, and I have to represent her to the fullest. So I won't record the song until I've got the right music. And when I've got renditions of it in my vault, in my catalog. But there are renditions that I listen and I go back and tweak a little bit. Okay. You know, a couple of my buddies have tried to do the track and I like it a little bit. Then I'm like, it's not right. Not what I want. It's there, but it's not there. Yeah, because I'm a perfectionist with what I do. There's a sound, even with the PhunkBoogieBang Sound. Nobody can ever duplicate the PhunkBoogieBang Sound. They can try, but they'll never get it right because the sound has so many entities, and only I know them. I have the master key of those entities in my brain. So I know when somebody, now I can show them, okay, that's PhunkBoogieBang. And they'll think like, oh, we got it. No, that's a piece of it. I work with producers that are, I'm blessed, the guys like my buddy Timothy Witcher, man, I can't thank him enough. He supplied me with a facility where I can just come and just be free, just be Dre Rock and just take over, just do what I want to do. And I had to show him, you know, hey, this is PhunkBoogieBang. This isn't. He may play a track and I'm like, nah, that ain't it. And he was like, what about this one? Ah, yeah, that's it. And we work with it. And then I started producing on Therapy Sessions album, Zone 7 and Barriers. That's the PhunkBoogieBang Sound. That's the start of me releasing it to the world because I produced those 2 tracks. So to welcome the world into the PhunkBoogieBang Sound.
Well, I'm glad they had produced helped produce the video for the
first.
Yeah,
that was great.
PhunkBoogieBang
you came through,
Sound. That was dope.
You came through. This is how I knew it was right. You was a godsend, and because my Cleveland, I always keep my Cleveland ties. Cleveland means a lot to me. It's where I'm from. No matter where I go, I always rep Cleveland. Yes, I spent time in other places, Anchorage, Alaska, and stuff. I have a lot of musical history there, but Cleveland is my home. That's my hometown. So when I found out
Buckeye and 126 for y'all think I'm playing, that's where I'm from. Buckeye and 126. That's Cleveland, Ohio. Y'all, if you know Cleveland, you know where I'm from.
93rd and Union, Heath Ave, Warrensville, 147th and Kinsman. Even spent time off of Buckeye with my aunt, my cousin
we
Bud.
Right around the same spot.
Yeah. Shaker, yeah. My aunt's house was right across from Benedictine. She just passed away a few years ago. Tukey, I'm coming home. That's her grandson. My cousin nice. Bug's son. He lives in the house now. Took, I'll be home in May. So if you're there, I'll see you. I'm coming to fall through and see my little cousin. But yeah, man.
So talking about Marguerite. Sorry, talking about Marguerite. I don't want to slay anybody's name, especially his mother, because it's very important, not only to you but your business as well. And she's not here to defend herself, like you said earlier. So with Marguerite, is the music more for Marguerite or is it more for Dre?
the music is, look, Ma, you gave me this gift. You put this funk inside of me.
So it's like a tribute?
Yeah, I know that you had aspirations of singing and wanted to do music. You're physically not here, but you had a son that learned everything musically around you that you didn't even know he was really soaking up like that. So guess what, Ma? I'm going to put your name out there for the world to see. And not only that, your son is going to be the orchestrator behind it, doing the music and performing as to what you may have been able to do. I always look at that. When I went to London, England, and I did the show with Wonderlush, the UK funk band that I recorded with. Shouts out to Punk Papa and Claire Evers of the UK funk band Wonderlush. And they gave me the opportunity to come over. They were opening for George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic. And I did a song with Punk Papa called Strawberry Hill. He explained to me what Strawberry Hill was. It's actually a place he went to go chill out when things were bad. So I turned it into a mythical, magical place where you go to have a funky good time. And that's how the lyrics were based. And I could feel my mom's spirit in that song, you know. So to go to another continent and have a Triple M shirt on, you know, and carry her name on my back and walk across the stage at the London Forum with one of the greatest funketeers that ever lived, you know, is in the back watching you do your thing. It's like, we here, you know. I just said a prayer.
Yeah, y'all here.
Yeah, I said a prayer because this was meant to be. It was destiny. And I always wanted to go to London anyway as a kid. I used to sneak and watch the Benny Hill show. And I used to listening to the music on do 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 do. One day I'm gonna go to London. Boom, I go to London. It was the music that took me there. So you know. So I use it as the vehicle for me to put the music out to the world and to honor her name. You know, it's independently run, independently owned. No one can tell me how to make the music that I want to make, because I didn't want to go to a label and they tell you, well, no, you got to make this type of record. Yeah. When you really want to make something else. So the only way to control that is to make your own environment. To make your own, no matter what. The struggle of trying to get there, I have to do that. I wear many hats at Triple M. There's a lot to do. But now God is starting to put me in a position where he's sending the help. And I knew he always would. I just had to be patient. I knew he was going to give me the help.
I'm getting that now too.
I mean, you helped. You know, you're Triple M family.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah, you're family.
No, I ain't even meet Marguerite, but you know, I got the spirit is alive. We keeping it alive.
You're a fam. You're a fam. Anybody that from the at Triple M, no one person is more important than the other. We all matter. You know, from my website designer, Kate Izell, all the producers, from Draft Drums to Timothy Witcher, Dom Synchro, Jazzmark. I hope I don't leave out no names. The guys, if I leave out a name, I'm sorry, but I work with a multitude of great people, you know, and these are guys that give me what I need. You know, they don't have to, but you know, but for the love of me and what it represents and what Marguerite McDonald music means to me, they sacrifice and they give me what I need. You know, so, you know, Brian Rogers, Synergy Sounds, my man Kerry McRae, working with the House Division now in Marguerite McDonald Music. Shouts out to Lee Page. He's gonna be the project director for the house music. He's getting work. I love house music, so we're working on that. You know, so it's things happening. You know, I'm working with my man Jason Hausman. He just got mastered. It's getting ready to come up. I'm featured on a song with iRock Omega and Snoop Dogg. So
nice. Okay.
It's gonna be on iRock's album, and he heard the Therapy Sessions album, and iRock was like, Dre, I like what you do with the funk stuff. I'm gonna send you this song. Can you work with it? And I was like, yeah, man, send it to me. It's an honor for you. He's been in the industry. He's worked with MC Light, and he's worked with Devin the Dude, different people in the industry. So he could have got anybody. I think he worked with Miguel.
I guess to end off, just let us know what you're working on. You know what I'm saying? Any projects, any concerts, any performances, anything like that coming up. You know, any changes to the business, just kind of give us an idea where Marguerite McDonald Music is headed?
I'm actually working on finishing up the Funk Boogie Bang album.
Okay.
So
We're gonna have to do another interview after that one.
yeah, we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
I love it.
I have to.
Oh, that's great. I'm working on the Funk Boogie Bang album. It's going great. I'm getting ready to release the first single off the Funk Boogie Bang album. It's called Vibin' Melodious Funk.
Okay.
And then I'm working with my cousin is a trumpet player. He's a professional trumpet player.
Nice.
And I'm going to actually do a remix of it as well and put him on trumpet. His name's Ben McDonald. He's a great musician, man. He's worked with Esperanza Spalding. I don't know if you know about Esperanza Spalding.
I've heard her first name, but not her last name. But yeah.
Yeah, Grammy Award-winning artist. He's played with her. He's played with different people. So, that's going to be great. I'm working with Jason Hausman. The song with iRock. My buddy Jason Hausman. He's an Emmy Award-winning sound designer and sound creator. He actually did the track for the song that we did with iRock and Snoop.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it ties in. I'm going to be the house division. I'm working with Lee Page now. He, myself, and Kerry McCrae, we make up the Macrotron music group. Mm-hmm. So, it's Mac for Andre McDonald. Ro is Lee's nickname. And Kerry is Tron. Tron was one of his favorite movies. So.
Oh, that's dope.
So we call it the Macrotron music group. That's going to be the house division.
Sound like an Autobot or a
Decepticon. We form like Voltron.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sound
like Macrotron to make some house music. Let's get it. Let's go.
Right, that's dope.
Yeah,
that's
so that's what I'm involved in. I actually mentor a young singer named Ashley Blair. You're gonna hear a lot about her. Mm-hmm. She's a really up and coming singer. She's got a single out, and Ashley's gonna kick my butt because I can't remember what the name of her single is. I think it's I don't want to say it wrong, but I'll text it. Y'all follow me on Facebook, Andre McDonald in parentheses Dre Rock. You get to my Facebook page, you'll see me live on stage with Wonderlush, and you'll see the Therapy Sessions album cover. You know I'm there. I just staying busy. I'm going to be working on the Funktastic Jazzmatic album. My plan is to start on that by 2019.
You got a lot of dope names. I really like the names for your albums. For real.
Thank you.
That did definitely catch my attention. We say Jazzmatic?
Funktastic Jazzmatic. And
Funktastic Jazzmatic. I love it.
That's going to be the collaboration that I've already had it in my brain that I wanted to work with my cousin Ben. So I'm trying to make
That's dope. And it's in the family.
Yeah, it's in the family,
Shout
man.
out to Ben.
I wish, I talked to him, and it would be cool if his father was still alive. My Uncle Ed would be tickled that me and him was working together on music because there's an age disparity, but I love my cousin. I don't get to see him much, but I love him. I always respected him. I didn't see him much, but I knew he was a musician. Mm-hmm. I come from, you can say, an athletic musical family. Everybody's creative. My daughters my daughters are creative, so it's just have fun, man. Just try to push it, man. Just take it to the limit. So, but yeah, Funktastic Jazzmatic is the name I came up with, and I'm looking forward to working with my cousin on that when the time is right. So I don't get stressed about it. I just
take your time. It's your time. It's your time. I tell people, and I'm learning that myself. It is your time. Don't go off anybody else's timeline. It is literally however fast you think you can go, however slow you think you can go, whatever you can do to make it work. Go at your own pace.
And this year is going to mark the beginning. My mother's birthday was August 7th. Mm-hmm. So every August 7th, I'm setting Marguerite McDonald music to honor her and what she taught me musically. I will be releasing some type of project every year until I die, August 7th. Something's going to always come August 7th. Sometimes it'll be a free download because you got to give back. So I may do a song in the studio and be like, you know what, I'm going to put this up online for whoever wants it, or a project or album, So that keeps me always wanting to push because, it's almost like I designed things to where she's whispering at me like, you need to go. Because she was always on me.
Like you said, you better pick this up before I'm dead and gone. Go pick it up, right?
So I set it up that way, man. And I'm traveling home. I'm traveling home in May. I'll be in Cleveland, Ohio. My granddaughter graduates from high school.
Beautiful.
So big ups to my granddaughter,
Where's she going?
Michaela Brown. Where's she going to school? I heard Cincinnati. I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to her when I get home. But that's the when the man in the house, the news filters down to you. And then her sister Taylor is coming for the summer.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah, so Taylor, my wife's like, Taylor's coming. That's my girl. We hang out. I love all my grandkids the same. Me and Tay, we have a cool bond, and that's my girl. She likes my music, so Papa's, I always used to sing little witty songs to all the kids when I was young. And I always make a little silly song. I remember when I was in the kitchen one time. Michaela, it's crazy now. She's 18. I mean, I was just watching Billy and Mandy with her and her brother, and now she's 18. So I remember I was making a song up in the kitchen one day. Papa, finna make a sandwich. She was like, "You're silly, Papa. You're so crazy." She was a little girl, So now to see her now. Like, wow, so it's gonna be great.
Be singing with you now.
yeah, I don't know.
Or making her own sound.
When they get teenagers, they kind of like, okay, that's kind of corny. We love you, Papa, but
I got a couple more years of that. Mine's 5 and 8 months, so I got a couple more years of being corny
flies.
Still. Yeah,
you're gonna be like, what? You want the keys to the what? The car? You going on a date?
Right.
No.
I'll drop you off.
I'll drop you off. But yeah, man. So I got a lot of stuff that I'm working on, and God's blessing me to still have the health and strength to still be creative at 49. I know I'm not saying it like I'm some old man, like I got an AARP card, but I'm creeping up on an AARP card. So yeah.
No wrong with that. It's benefits. I used to work at the movie theater, and they would always get like free popcorn and drink, or like they would get it really cheap. So I was like, man, it's messed up because you got to pay like $20 when you get concessions food. You only pay like $5.
I don't go to the movies. Netflix, baby.
You already know.
Netflix, baby. Netflix all day long.
You already know.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Before we end off, man, just get the people where they can find you, your social media handle, your email, phone, however you want people to contact you.
Okay. You can reach out to me if you want to do business at McDonald, McDonald, M71 at gmail.com. You can find me on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, type in the word barriers, or type in Dre Rock, D-R-E-R-O-C-K, barriers, B-A-R-R-I-E-R-S, and a list of things come up. Also, you can Google me. If you Google Marguerite McDonald Music, let me spell it for you, M-A-R-G-U-R-I-T-E, McDonald, M-C-D-O-N-A-L-D, Music, M-U-S-I-C. Scroll down, there's a list of stuff that you got a variety of things you can go to. You can go to SoundCloud, you can go to Django, and just check me out. But I'm definitely on Facebook, Twitter. You can find me on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. It's DreRock_5. And same thing for Twitter too. You can find me on there. I usually wear a hat, so if you see the guy with the hat,
always with the hats.
That's my thing. So reach out to me, connect with me. Maybe I have some music that you would enjoy. I hope so. I make this music and I put it out in the universe. I don't have no control over who likes it and who doesn't like it. I just deal with
not your field, though.
It's not my field.
That's not for you to do. That's
deal
the
with
most high to control.
I just deal with the core reactory of how I create. And I put it out there. Never scared to put it out there. I put it out there for the world to enjoy, and I pray that there's a message in there that somebody can draw from it. But yeah, check out the Therapy Sessions album. It's out there right now. And just check me out. Any downloadable revenue stream or whatever, check me out. If you see Dre Rock and Marguerite McDonald Music, you know it's me. You know I'm there, and hopefully I'm here to stay for a while, for a long time.
Oh, you will. And y'all heard it first from Under the Pressure with Quasi Lotus. Go check out my man Dre Rock. Y'all like him, share him, comment, follow. My man is doing big things right now, and he only getting stronger. Like you said, he's just starting, and he gonna keep doing this till he pass. So y'all follow my mans. But thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Under the Pressure. It's always been great as usual. It's your host Quasi Lotus. My man Dre Rock signing out. See y'all later.
Peace and blessings.
Sit back, yeah, relax. I'm PhunkBoogie in the middle. Real hip hop influential. Kicking out it like a good book. Spit a couple bars, no book. All about the numbers, phone book. Your fairy tale niggas, Peter Pan, Captain Hook. I had to get up, get out, and get some. Searching for more, keep it coming. I'm grinding till the wheels fall off. I'm grinding for the ones we lost. Knocking the walls to talk with all we lost in memory. A world full of symmetry. My picture painted vividly. My dark twisted fantasy. I'm known to have the camera see. nigga, Hall of Fame, Mickey Man, no dick, yeah, America's most hated, nigga, underrated, nigga, I'm lyrical, see, I'm serious, big, nigga.